thank you for joining. This channel is here to inspire imagination, summarize some of the most important and impactful history of humankind, and aid in sleeping. Please enjoy this brief history of Zeus, Hercules, and Poseidon. Thank you for your time. Close your eyes and relax while you embark on a night journey through the history of Greek mythology. Zeus, the chief deity in Greek mythology, is a figure whose origins and evolution span centuries, revealing the complex nature of Greek religion and culture. As the god of the sky, thunder, and lightning, Zeus holds dominion over both gods and men, symbolizing authority and justice. Zeus's origins are rooted in the ancient Indo-European pantheon, where he likely evolved from the sky gods of earlier cultures. His name is closely linked to the Proto-Indo-European word for day or sky, diu, indicating his primary association with the heavens. Early Greek religion absorbed these influences, incorporating them into their mythology and cult practices. The story of Zeus begins with the primordial deities, Uranus, sky, and Gaia, earth. Uranus and Gaia produced many offspring, but Uranus, fearing their potential power, imprisoned them within Gaia. Anguished, Gaia conspired with her youngest son Cronus to overthrow Uranus. Cronus castrated his father, and from Uranus's blood sprang the Furies, giants, and other beings. Cronus then assumed control, marrying his sister Rhea and becoming the ruler of the cosmos. However, he too feared a prophecy that one of his children would overthrow him, so he devoured each newborn. Rhea, desiring to save her youngest child, Zeus, devised a plan. She gave birth to Zeus in secret on the island of Crete, hiding him in a cave on Mount Ida, where he was nursed by the god Amalthea and guarded by the Curetes, who clashed their weapons to drown out his cries. Rhea then presented Cronus with a stone wrapped in swaddling clothes, which he swallowed, believing it to be his son. Zeus matured in hiding, eventually confronting his father. With the help of Metis, who gave Cronus an emetic, Zeus forced him to regurgitate his siblings, Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. United, they waged a 10-year war against the Titans, known as the Titanomachy. Zeus and his siblings were aided by the Cyclopes and Hecatoncheires, whom Zeus had freed from Tartarus. The Cyclopes provided Zeus with his iconic thunderbolt, Poseidon with his trident, and Hades with a helm of invisibility. These powerful weapons enabled the Olympians to triumph over the Titans, whom they imprisoned in Tartarus. With the Titans vanquished, Zeus and his brothers divided the cosmos by lot. Zeus received the sky, Poseidon the sea, and Hades the underworld, while the earth and Mount Olympus remained common ground. As ruler of the sky, Zeus was also acknowledged as the king of the gods, overseeing the administration of justice and the enforcement of divine law. Zeus's rule was characterized by his efforts to maintain order and balance. He presided over the assembly of gods on Mount Olympus, where he mediated disputes and issued decrees. His authority was respected, though not unchallenged, as various myths recount rebellions against his rule. One notable rebellion involved his wife Hera, along with Poseidon, Athena, and other gods who sought to overthrow him. Zeus, however, managed to reassert his dominance and punish the conspirators, demonstrating the inviolability of his power. Zeus's marital life was tumultuous, marked by numerous liaisons with goddesses, nymphs, and mortal women. His marriage to Hera was fraught with strife due to his infidelities, resulting in many mythological tales. These unions produced a myriad of offspring, both divine and mortal, who played significant roles in Greek mythology. Among his notable children were Athena, born from his head after he swallowed Metis, Apollo and Artemis, twins born to Leto, Hermes, born to Maia, Dionysus, born to Semele, Persephone, born to Demeter, and Hercules, born to the mortal Alcmene. Zeus's interactions with mortals often revolved around themes of justice, hospitality, and retribution. He was the protector of guests and enforcer of Xenia, the sacred bond between host and guest. Violations of this bond, such as in the tale of Tantalus, were severely punished. Tantalus, a mortal king offended the gods by serving them his son Pelops as a meal. Zeus restored Pelops to life and condemned Tantalus to eternal torment in Tartarus, unable to reach food or water. Zeus also intervened in human affairs through oracles and omens, guiding and influencing mortal decisions. The Oracle of Dodona, where priests interpreted the rustling of oak leaves as divine messages, was one of the oldest sanctuaries dedicated to Zeus. The Oracle of Delphi, though primarily associated with Apollo, also received significant contributions and dedications to Zeus, emphasizing his widespread worship and influence. In addition to his role as a divine ruler and enforcer of justice, Zeus was also a patron of hospitality and the protector of suppliants. He was invoked in oaths, treaties, and legal matters, underscoring his position as the ultimate arbiter. The concept of dike or justice was central to his domain, reflecting the Greek belief in a cosmos governed by order and balance. Zeus's mythology is replete with tales of transformation, showcasing his versatility and adaptability. He often assumed various forms to pursue his desires or achieve his goals. For instance, he transformed into a bull to abduct Europa, a swan to seduce Leda, and a shower of gold to impregnate Danae. These transformations not only highlight his power, but also his willingness to bend the rules to fulfill his objectives. The worship of Zeus was widespread throughout the Greek world, with numerous temples and altars dedicated to him. The most famous of these was the Temple of Zeus at Olympia, home to one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, the statue of Zeus by Phidias. This colossal statue, made of ivory and gold, depicted Zeus seated on his throne, symbolizing his majestic and authoritative presence. The Olympic Games held in his honor were a significant religious and cultural event, attracting participants and spectators from across the Greek world. Zeus's legacy extended beyond Greek mythology into Roman religion, where he was identified with Jupiter, the chief deity of the Roman pantheon. The attributes and myths of Zeus were assimilated into Roman culture, influencing their religious practices and beliefs. Jupiter, like Zeus, was revered as the god of the sky, thunder, and lightning, and his cult was integral to Roman state religion. The mythology of Zeus has had a lasting impact on Western culture, influencing literature, art, and philosophy. His stories have been retold and reinterpreted through the ages, from ancient epic poetry to modern adaptations. The themes of power, justice, and transformation embodied in his myths continue to resonate, reflecting enduring human concerns and values. In conclusion, Zeus stands as a central figure in Greek mythology, embodying the complexities and contradictions of divine authority. His myths explore themes of power, justice, transformation, and human interaction with the divine, offering a rich tapestry of stories that have shaped the cultural and religious landscape of the ancient world. Through his numerous roles and attributes, Zeus exemplifies the multifaceted nature of the gods in Greek mythology, reflecting the intricate interplay between divine will and human experience. Brief history of Hercules. Hercules, known as Hercules in Greek mythology, is one of the most celebrated and enduring figures in classical myth. His life and deeds are characterized by immense strength, extraordinary bravery, and tragic elements that highlight the complex nature of heroism in ancient Greek culture. As a demigod, the son of Zeus and the mortal woman Alcmene, Hercules embodies the intersection of divine power and human vulnerability. Hercules' story begins with his conception, which is steeped in both divine intervention and mortal intrigue. Zeus, known for his numerous affairs, desired Alcmene, a virtuous and beautiful woman married to Amphitryon. Disguising himself as Amphitryon, Zeus visited Alcmene and fathered Hercules. On the same night, Amphitryon returned and also slept with his wife, resulting in Alcmene bearing twins, Hercules, the son of Zeus, and Iphicles, the son of Amphitryon. Hera, Zeus's wife, was infuriated by her husband's infidelity and took her vengeance out on Hercules from his infancy. She sent 2 serpents to kill the infant Hercules in his crib, but even as a baby, Hercules' divine strength was evident. He strangled the serpents with his bare hands, showcasing his remarkable power and foreshadowing his future feats. Hercules' youth was marked by a series of incidents that demonstrated both his incredible strength and his impulsive nature. As a young man, he was tutored by several notable figures, including Chiron the wise centaur. However, his temper led to tragic outcomes, such as the accidental killing of his music teacher Linus with a lyre. This incident highlighted the duality of Hercules' character, his immense potential for both greatness and destruction. As he grew older, Hercules' exploits became more pronounced. He married Megara, the daughter of the Theban king Creon, and they had several children. However, Hera's relentless persecution of Hercules culminated in a fit of madness that she inflicted upon him, causing him to kill his wife and children. Stricken with grief and guilt, Hercules sought redemption through the Oracle of Delphi, which instructed him to serve King Eurystheus of Tiryns for 12 years and undertake a series of seemingly impossible tasks. These tasks, known as the 12 labors of Hercules, are among the most famous aspects of his mythology. Each labor was designed to challenge Hercules' strength, cunning, and endurance, and each was influenced by Hera's desire to see him fail. The first labor was to slay the Nemean lion, a monstrous beast with impenetrable skin. Hercules accomplished this by using his immense strength to strangle the lion and then skinning it with its own claws, creating a cloak that became one of his signature symbols. The second labor required Hercules to defeat the Lernaean Hydra, a serpent-like creature with multiple heads, which regrew 2 heads for every one that was cut off. With the help of his nephew Iolaus, Hercules burned the stumps of the severed heads to prevent them from regenerating and buried the immortal head under a heavy rock. This labor illustrated not only his physical prowess, but also his ability to strategize and adapt to seemingly insurmountable challenges. Hercules' third labor was to capture the golden hind of Artemis, a swift and sacred deer. After a year-long pursuit, he finally caught the hind without harming it, demonstrating his endurance and respect for the divine. The fourth labor involved capturing the Erymanthian boar, a ferocious beast that Hercules subdued by driving it into deep snow, highlighting his resourcefulness and strength. The fifth labor tasked Hercules with cleaning the Augean stables, which housed thousands of cattle and had not been cleaned in years. Hercules accomplished this seemingly impossible task by rerouting 2 rivers to wash out the filth, showcasing his ingenuity and ability to think outside conventional methods. The sixth labor required him to drive away the Stymphalian birds, which he did by using bronze castanets given to him by Athena to startle the birds into flight and then shooting them down with his arrows. Hercules' seventh labor was to capture the Cretan bull, a powerful and untamed beast. He wrestled the bull into submission and brought it back to Eurystheus. The eighth labor involved stealing the mares of Diomedes, man-eating horses owned by the Thracian king. Hercules tamed the horses by feeding Diomedes to them, and then brought them back, demonstrating his ability to use the environment and situations to his advantage. The ninth labor required Hercules to obtain the girdle of Hippolyta, the queen of the Amazons. Initially, Hippolyta willingly gave him the girdle, but Hera intervened, causing a misunderstanding that led to a battle. Hercules ultimately secured the girdle, though at the cost of conflict. The 10th labor was to steal the cattle of Geryon, a 3-bodied giant. Hercules killed Geryon and his herdsmen and brought the cattle back to Eurystheus, highlighting his combat skills and perseverance. The 11th labor tasked Hercules with obtaining the golden apples of the Hesperides. He sought the help of Atlas, who held up the sky, and offered to take on the burden temporarily if Atlas retrieved the apples. Upon Atlas's return, Hercules tricked him into resuming his duty and brought the apples back, showcasing his cleverness and diplomatic skills. The final labor was to capture Cerberus, the 3-headed guard dog of the underworld. Hercules descended into the underworld, subdued Cerberus with his bare hands, and brought him to Eurystheus, completing his penance and solidifying his status as a hero. After completing the 12 labors, Hercules continued to embark on numerous adventures, each illustrating different facets of his character. One such adventure was his participation in the Argonautic expedition alongside Jason and the Argonauts. Although he left the expedition early to search for his beloved companion Hylas, who was abducted by nymphs, his involvement underscored his status as a hero among heroes. Hercules' later life was marked by further trials and tragedies. He married Deianira, whose jealousy led to another pivotal moment in his myth. The centaur Nessus, attempting to abduct Deianira, was shot by Hercules with a poisoned arrow. Nessus, in his dying breath, deceived Deianira by telling her that his blood would ensure Hercules' fidelity. When Deianira later feared Hercules' infidelity, she gave him a tunic soaked in Nessus' blood, which caused excruciating pain and led to his eventual death. Hercules' death was both tragic and transformative. As the poison consumed him, he constructed his own funeral pyre on Mount Oeta. His mortal part perished in the flames, but his divine essence ascended to Olympus, where he was granted immortality by Zeus. He reconciled with Hera and married Hebe, the goddess of youth, symbolizing his ultimate acceptance among the gods and the resolution of his earthly trials. The legacy of Hercules extends far beyond his mythological origins. In ancient Greece, he was worshipped as a hero and a god, with numerous temples and shrines dedicated to him. His feats were celebrated in art, literature, and oral tradition, serving as moral and inspirational tales. The Romans adopted Hercules into their pantheon as Hercules, emphasizing his attributes of strength and heroism, and he became a symbol of Roman virtues and values. Hercules' influence persisted through the Renaissance and into modern times, where he remains a popular figure in various cultural expressions. His stories have been adapted into plays, operas, films, and literature, each reinterpretation reflecting contemporary values and concerns. Hercules embodies the timeless qualities of strength, perseverance, and the struggle for redemption, making him a relatable and enduring figure across different eras and cultures. In summary, Hercules' life and mythology encapsulate the essence of the hero's journey, marked by divine origin, extraordinary feats, and personal struggles. His 12 labors and subsequent adventures illustrate the complexities of heroism, where immense power is balanced by profound challenges and moral dilemmas. Hercules' story is a testament to the enduring appeal of myth and the universal themes of strength, resilience, and the quest for redemption. Through his trials and ultimate ascension, Hercules remains a symbol of human potential and the transformative power of heroism. The brief history of Poseidon. Poseidon, one of the principal deities in Greek mythology, is revered as the god of the sea, earthquakes, storms, and horses. His dominion over these realms signifies the ancient Greeks' deep connection to the natural world and the sea's importance in their lives. Poseidon's mythology and worship reflect his powerful and multifaceted nature, which encompasses both creation and destruction, protection and vengeance. Poseidon is the son of the Titans Cronus and Rhea, making him a brother to Zeus, Hades, Hera, Demeter, and Hestia. According to myth, Cronus swallowed Poseidon along with his other siblings at birth, fearing a prophecy that one of his children would overthrow him. However, Rhea managed to save Zeus, who later forced Cronus to regurgitate his siblings, thus freeing Poseidon and the others. Together they waged war against the Titans, a conflict known as the Titanomachy. With the help of the Cyclops and Hecatoncheires, the Olympian gods emerged victorious, and the cosmos was divided among the three brothers. Zeus received the sky, Hades the underworld, and Poseidon the sea, though the earth and Mount Olympus were shared among them. As the ruler of the sea, Poseidon wielded immense power. His trident, a three-pronged spear crafted by the Cyclops, became his primary weapon and symbol. With it, He could stir the oceans, create storms, and cause earthquakes. Poseidon's control over the sea was vital for the Greeks, a seafaring people who depended on the ocean for travel, trade, and sustenance. His favor was sought for safe voyages, bountiful catches, and protection from natural disasters. Poseidon's personality is often depicted as tempestuous and unpredictable, reflecting the nature of the sea. He could be both a benefactor and a source of destruction, rewarding those who honored him and punishing those who incurred his wrath. This duality is evident in various myths and stories. One of the most famous examples of Poseidon's vengeful nature is the tale of Odysseus. After the Greek hero blinded Polyphemus, the Cyclops and son of Poseidon, the god of the sea cursed Odysseus, causing him to endure a prolonged and perilous journey home from the Trojan War. Poseidon's role in the Trojan War further illustrates his complex nature. He initially supported the Greeks, helping to build the walls of Troy with Apollo. However, when the Trojan king Laomedon refused to pay them for their work, Poseidon sent a sea monster to ravage the city. Later, during the war itself, Poseidon's allegiances shifted, and he acted independently of the other gods, aiding the Greeks at times, while also working against them due to personal grievances. The god's relationships with mortals and other deities also highlight his multifaceted character. Poseidon's numerous liaisons with goddesses, nymphs, and mortal women resulted in many offspring, both divine and heroic. Among his notable children are Theseus, the hero who slew the Minotaur, Triton, a merman and herald of the sea, and Polyphemus, the Cyclops encountered by Odysseus. These relationships often led to conflicts and entanglements, as Poseidon's passions and jealousy influenced his actions and decisions. Poseidon's connection to horses is another significant aspect of his mythology. He is credited with creating the first horse, either by striking the ground with his trident or as a gift to humanity. This association with horses extended to his role as the god of horse racing and chariot racing, important activities in Greek culture. The Isthmian Games, held in his honor, included equestrian events and were among the major Panhellenic festivals, alongside the Olympic, Pythian, and Nemean Games. The mythology of Poseidon is rich with tales that emphasize his power over the natural world. One such story is that of the contest between Poseidon and Athena for the patronage of Athens. According to myth, both deities desired to be the city's protector and namesake. Poseidon struck the Acropolis with his trident, creating a saltwater spring, or, in some versions, a horse. Athena, in turn, offered the olive tree, symbolizing peace and prosperity. The Athenians chose Athena's gift, and the city was named after her. Poseidon's disappointment did not lead to lasting enmity, but the story underscores the competitive and dynamic relationships among the gods. Another myth involving Poseidon is the tale of the founding of Atlantis. According to Plato's dialogues, Poseidon fell in love with Cleito, a mortal woman, and created the island of Atlantis as a home for her. He fathered 5 pairs of twin sons, who became the rulers of the island's 10 regions. Atlantis was a prosperous and powerful kingdom, but over time its inhabitants became morally corrupt. As punishment, the gods caused the island to sink into the sea. This story, while not part of traditional Greek mythology, reflects themes of Poseidon's creative and destructive powers. Poseidon's worship was widespread throughout the Greek world, with numerous temples and sanctuaries dedicated to him. One of the most significant was the Temple of Poseidon at Sonion, situated on a promontory overlooking the Aegean Sea. Sailors and travelers often visited this temple to offer sacrifices and prayers for safe passage. Another important site was the Isthmus of Corinth, where the Isthmian Games were held. These games, established in his honor, featured athletic and musical competitions, and were a major event in the Greek calendar. The veneration of Poseidon extended beyond mainland Greece to the islands and coastal regions. The city of Pylos, home to the legendary King Nestor, had a strong cult of Poseidon, as did the islands of Rhodes and Delos. In these places, Poseidon was often invoked for protection against the dangers of the sea and for blessings of fertility and prosperity. Poseidon's influence reached into Roman mythology, where he was identified with Neptune, the Roman god of the sea. While Neptune did not attain the same level of prominence as Poseidon, the attributes and myths of the Greek god were assimilated into Roman culture. Neptune was celebrated in the Neptunalia festival, which involved feasting, games, and rituals to honor the sea and its deities. In art and literature, Poseidon is frequently depicted as a powerful and majestic figure. Classical representations often show him with a beard, holding his trident, and accompanied by sea creatures such as dolphins and horses. His image appears in various forms of ancient Greek art, including vase paintings, sculptures, and mosaics. These depictions emphasize his dominion over the sea and his formidable presence. Literary works from antiquity also feature Poseidon prominently. In Homer's Iliad and Odyssey, he plays crucial roles, influencing the events of the Trojan War and Odysseus's journey. Hesiod's Theogony and Works and Days provide insights into his genealogy and his place among the Olympian gods. The tragedies and comedies of Greek playwrights such as Euripides and Aristophanes occasionally explore themes related to Poseidon and his domain. Poseidon's mythology has continued to inspire writers, artists, and scholars throughout history. During the Renaissance, his image and stories were revived in art and literature, reflecting the period's fascination with classical antiquity. In modern times, Poseidon remains a popular figure in various cultural expressions, from literature and film to video games and graphic novels. His enduring appeal lies in his representation of the awe-inspiring and unpredictable forces of nature. The legacy of Poseidon is also evident in contemporary maritime traditions and superstitions. Sailors and seafarers continue to invoke the god's name for protection and favorable conditions at sea. The ancient practice of offering sacrifices to appease the sea gods has evolved into modern rituals and customs, underscoring the lasting impact of Poseidon's myth on human interactions with the ocean. In summary, Poseidon stands as a powerful and complex deity in Greek mythology, embodying the sea's dual nature as both a source of life and a force of destruction. His mythology reflects the ancient Greeks' reverence for the natural world and their dependence on the sea for survival and prosperity. Poseidon's influence extends beyond mythology into religious practices, art, literature, and cultural traditions, highlighting his enduring significance in human history. Through his stories and symbols, Poseidon continues to captivate and inspire, representing the timeless connection between humanity and the vast, mysterious world of the sea. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of your sleep.